Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you just joining us, my name is Alfred, and this is Capital City Aquatics. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the steps I've been working on over the last couple of weeks to breed my Boesmani Rainbow fish. What I've done, what's worked, and how things are going as far as the breeding process goes. So let's take a quick look at that. Alright, so one of the first things I did was I moved my rainbow fish into this larger 125 gallon aquarium. I had them temporarily in a 50 gallon while I was setting up my 125, but the first step I did to ensure perhaps a higher success rate with the breeding was move them into a bigger tank. It gives them more room to swim around, lets them feel more comfortable. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did was I conditioned them with higher quality foods. What do I mean by that? I mean I increased the amount that I feed them the live baby brine shrimp. It used to be twice a week that I would harvest them and feed to my fish. I've upped that specifically for my Boesmanis for three to four times a week. So I'm hatching out live baby brine shrimp. I use the Aquarium Co-op brand, but any good quality brand of baby brine shrimp eggs would do the job. I also started feeding them frozen food. I have a little bit of it here. I'll show you. So here you'll see I just have some frozen bloodworms that I've thawed out in a little bit of water. Again, I use San Francisco Bay frozen bloodworms, but any good quality bloodworms will do. And then I'll just take that and dump that in the tank and feed it to them. So I'll show you how that goes. All right, so I have opening here in the top of my tank. It's kind of like an egg crate lid I have. So I'll just take my bloodworms and I'll just pour it in through the openings slowly to start. And then you'll see here my rainbows and my zebra danios absolutely love it. I'll add a bit more. There you go. You can see they're going wild for it. And then I have a little bit left here. I'll just put that in the tank as well. There, so yeah, I started feeding them more of the frozen food. I was doing that at least twice a week. Just more for conditioning purposes for the females, but that added with the live baby brine shrimp, and then I'm also feeding them protein rich pellet food as well. The North Fin I have, and then I also have the Bug Bites formula. So that's basically to help just give them the nutrients they need for spawning. Another thing I did was I've added a few more floating plants, and then I added breeding mops to the tank as well. And I think the breeding mops helped more than the floating plants did. I don't have them in this tank right now, and I'll explain why in a minute. But yeah, I added breeding mops. I made them up out of some 100% acrylic yarn and some cork, tied them together. I had 3 of them in the tank. And then I also made an adjustment to my lighting. Before I had just basic light over top of the aquarium, and I found that in the times when the light would go on and off, it tend to scare them or make my rainbows a little more nervous. So I went out and I purchased an aquarium light better suited for them, one that slowly has a sunrise and a sunset mode, so it's not as drastic a change to them. And I could tell that that was more of a calming effect for my fish. So I think a combination of all of those made them feel more relaxed in the larger tank. And with the increase in their protein in their diet, with the live food and the frozen food, I think that helped to condition them better. And then putting in the spawning mops was basically just the cherry on top. So I added 3 spawning mops to this tank about a week ago, and then I just let the rainbows do their thing, and I monitored the mops for the first couple of days to see if there was any eggs in there. And on about the 4th or 5th day, I did notice eggs in the mops. So what I did was I removed them, and I moved them over to a 10-gallon tank that I had set up with basically just some cherry shrimp in there. So I moved the spawning mops into that tank. I don't think the cherry shrimp will be a risk to the eggs, but again, I don't know. I've never done rainbow fish spawning before. There's my big male, the second one. So I have my spawning mops over here. There we go. You can see my spawning mops. I just put them in this tank. I don't think I have enough cork for them to float properly, so they're just kind of sitting there. But I took a look through all of them, and there were definitely eggs in every one. So they've been in this tank now for about 24 hours. I'll keep a close eye on them, or on this tank specifically. I'll look for the fry when they hatch, and I'll do an update video later on with regards to how things are progressing. Now again, this is something I've never done before, so it's very possible that this first attempt will not work. And if not, then I'll have to modify what I'm doing and go from there. But I certainly hope that it will, and I will update you in a future video on how things are doing. Alright everyone, so that's just the update on the steps I took to increase the odds of my Boesmani rainbow fish for breeding. So again, moving the fish to a larger tank to give them more room, feeding them a higher protein diet, which includes live food and frozen food, in particular live baby brine shrimp and frozen bloodworms, as well as adding floating plants and spawning mops, and then just being patient. And I do have, like I said, eggs in my spawning mop that I've moved to my other tank. So hopefully in a few more days those eggs will hatch, and I'll have an update for you on my next video. Until then, everyone, I would ask, if you haven't already done so, to please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button if you like quick updates like this, and the notification bell if you want to be notified when I come out with my next video. Until then, everyone, have a great day. Bye-bye now.